I ended up meeting this dude named Carlos at Lake Butler West Unit, and that's when I learned prison economics. And let me elaborate on that. These little 2 months with Carlos, I learned exactly what had value in prison and how to obtain it. This motherfucker, when I mean this motherfucker, bro, had it sewed up. At least six figures, I would argue a low seven-figure income off prison chain gang hustle annually. And he has a life sentence. So he clearly has mastered the microeconomics of the chain gang. And I literally would just sit up at night and just hear him out on how to put 2 plus 2 equals 4, on how to bomb this up, how to bag that up.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. So Forever Convict family, once again, we are on the journey to 50,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. Share this channel with somebody who hasn't.
All right, so you're in prison. You land at Graceville. Go ahead and begin to walk us through. You got a decade in front of you. I know you mentioned about, bonding out of prison on the appeal bond. So I guess let's go ahead and get to that part first. Just go ahead and walk us through I think you said for your first 15 months in prison. Like, how was that transition like? What was your schedule like in prison? What was going on? Give us some crazy stories, man. Paint the picture, dog.
All right, I get to Graceville. Everyone. Let's backtrack slightly at the Wild Wild West, which is Lake Butler's annex. So there's not as much watered down bullshit. Everyone's basically trying to paint this picture on what your main unit's going to be like. That wasn't going down at the West Unit like county jail had fucked it up. Everyone at the West Unit was literally like on some get money and work out shit, because that's all they was doing at that West Unit, was shaking that VP and going on that rec yard and hitting the pull-up bars and shit. So that's all that was popping off, and everyone's really waiting for their main camp. That West Unit is like your transit facility. So anyway, fast forward, I get to Graceville. I'm already kind of like painted the picture about what to expect on a private facility, because you got DOC, which is state, Department of Corrections. Then you have private facilities that run and operate up under DOC standards. So Graceville was ran by CCA at the time. They're now GO, and actually who the fuck knows has them now, but they were CCA. When I mean this spot was rough. It was rough and tough, but it had so many good perks. It had great hygiene, good food, all around the board, air conditioning. So there was so much good about it, but you were behind the door at all times unless you were in one dorm that was open bay. So Graceville was fucking rough, man. I will not lie. Immediately out the gate, I got in fights basically every day my first week on that pound. I ended up linking up with this big dude named, I hate fucking dropping names, but I think it'd be okay to maybe put him. Anyway, Big Keith, man. Shout out to Big Keith, bro. He basically put me on and showed me to 10 toes down, essentially. Like, you show your fucking ass and you'll do just fine. You already got the personality. I already see you got the heart. He literally is telling me this. And so I ended up starting to work out with Big Keith like every day. And he was huge. He just needed to like get in shape. Bro, me and Big Keith worked out like every fucking day for 3 months straight, bro. Big Keith got so fucking big. I got so big. We literally like, my first week was like fights. And I think that's literally what got Big Keith on my trail. Then we started he was some cutthroat motherfucker from Jacksonville, bro. Had the whole goddamn pound on smash. So literally like Robin Big type shit, Graceville. Who the fuck is this little Blanquito hanging out this fucking huge ass negrito? Literally all these Latinos. And then this one, Richie Rich came in, right? It's fucking crazy. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. I'm on the pull-up bar. Richie Rich like, hey, what's up, man? Come here. Right? And I guess everyone started finding out I smoke weed. I like to smoke this and that. It was like my pastime in there. And immediately he's my plug, honestly. That's why he pulled me over. But it was kind of like a bait and a lure because he wanted to really feel me out. Anyways, bought like $100 worth of weed from him. Long story short, Richie Rich and Big Keith ended up becoming like my role models my first 3 months on the pound. And they were like the two big dogs at that facility at the time. So maybe my charisma and just literally, when I said they were both in C3, my first dorm, first pod, first fucking housing unit in DOC was C3 at Graceville. So I literally went right into the pod where the two big dogs was at. And I wouldn't say I played up under them because I really just kept it real. They seen potential and they kept it a buck with me and they really opened the door. I started living and learning and eating with them every single day. And after that, it was fucking all up here. It was all uphill, bro. Literally. Richie Rich taught me to hustle. Big Keith gave me the heart. And from then, it was just like every fucking spot I landed out after that, it was just like, oh shit, what's up, bro? There were certain spots where people already had it lined up for me when I got there, man. Because like I had already made like a name for myself, I guess you could say. Like, oh shit, Bio, he's straight. Like, oh shit, Bio's here? Like, I swear, I don't really like toot the fucking horn, but Liberty, Franklin, ACI, I mean, we're talking about fucking level 7 camps here. I mean, do your fucking research, man. Literally, you just ask around. People know who Bio was, bro.
All right, so you're in prison.
Yeah.
You learn the laws of the land. You get comfortable. You begin to navigate, just doing your bid, doing your time, and this has become, at that moment, home. Just doing time in the chain gang.
Yeah, literally.
So this kind of fast forwards some to the appeal bond. And what that was like already being in prison, I believe you said 15 months, and then having the opportunity to actually get out. How did that feel? Like, man, hell yeah, like I'm getting out and I'm going to be free. Like, what happened?
So it was 9 months because it was before my birthday. And my birthday is Christmas Eve. I want to say it was like October, November, one of them, maybe 9 or 10 months. It was really drug out. But it was real slow paced because every single morning I was going to call outs for legal mail for like teleconferences with my lawyer. I had to go before the judge. I had to be deposited. I mean, there was just so much shit going on for like this whole month. There was like no suspense. It didn't really get real until I got a phone call from my mom saying that it's approved. And like 2 days later, they came at like 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. And like, yo, pack your shit up. You're getting transferred. I'm sure you've seen that fucking rodeo go down, which DOC's infamous for. They will knock on your door in the middle of the night, tell you to pack your shit up and fucking put you on a bus. And that's literally what they did. They put all my property in like a legal mail stow cabinet. I got on this private company USG7 van, and they took me around, literally black boxed up, eating McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 3 days fucking straight. 3 days straight. It was the worst fucking, actually, second worst experience in my life, which we'll talk about later on in this interview. But 3 days, okay, so all I had to go to was Alachua County. They fucking took me to, they took me past Miami. They took me to Marathon, bro. Literally to go pick this girl up to bring her back to Ocala. It didn't even make any sense, man. I was locked up in this dog cage, bro, for 3 days straight in a fucking van.
So what happened whenever you got out?
Yo.
They took you to the county. They released you from the county,
Took
right?
me to county, strapped me up on an ankle monitor. My dad was in the parking lot, picked me up. We fucking turned it into a holiday. Yo, so my dad pulled up from Gainesville. We were living in Tampa. It was a little 2-hour drive home. The entire clique is at the crib waiting on me. My boy Alan, Cameron, everyone, big fucking cohibas rolled up. We literally lit it up because I was to be on house arrest, so we could only really throw it down at my spot. Oh, man. Okay, so let's just talk about the appeal bond. So I was out 5 months, 6 months, I don't know. But the entire time I was just cheating the exact system. I mean, I was cheating the shit out the system. I was wrapping my thing up with tin foil. I was everywhere that I should not have been. You can fucking ask about me.
Oh, so
bro.
you were leaving just by wrapping it up in
Oh
tinfoil?
my God. I literally I'd have half a pound of tinfoil wrapped around this thing. I'd almost have to wear baggier jeans just to like conceal this thing. I went to Clearwater Beach. I went to Shepherd's Beach Resort one day with this big ass fucking ball of tinfoil on this fucking rink because these girls was inviting me out there. Right when I'm walking through the door, these police looked at it like, what the fuck is that? Immediately knowing this shit's fucking suspect. They chased me. Bro, I run from the fucking cops at Shepherd's. I was on my bike that night too, bro. It's fucking... I was lawless, bro. Literally, I did not give two, because literally, my lawyer looked me in the eyes and said, listen, Evan, we are not going to win this fucking case. All right? You're going to pay $70,000, which 10% of that, to get out on this bond just to hang the fuck out until they tell you got to go back in. I was like, oh yeah, call that, bet. Boom. And that's literally how it went down. So, as long as my mindset was like, live. Don't catch a new charge. Live. Because they essentially, and what I signed on, all of this time served was supposed to be counted. I was supposed to be getting granted some type of like, I'm not going to say like time served, but credit for the appeal bond and the secured housing. So that's why I took that, because I didn't want to stretch. I didn't know it was going to stretch my fucking date out to 2023. You know, so I originally was supposed to come home in 21. But it fucked up, bro.
So how long did you do out on the appeal bond?
Like 6 months, like 14 days.
6 months. Okay. So how did it feel going back in, knowing that you had to go back into prison and do the rest of your bid?
Fucking crazy. It took 3 days to turn myself in, believe it or not. All right. So when I got my mandate back saying that I had to turn myself in, this, and that, I fucking drove up to Gainesville with my dad to try and turn myself in. The bastards wouldn't let me do it. I swear to fucking God, like I cussed the county jail out. Alachua County Jail, I cussed you bitches out because you would not let me in their jail. I swear, I could not make this up. I had to drive home that day, 2.5 hours drive home. It was the most revealing and upsetting drive on the planet. Like, damn, I'm freedom for another couple more days, but what the fuck? We just drove all the way to Gainesville for no reason. My dad was so pissed. Long story short, ended up copping a hotel. I ended up getting pinned because my motorcycle tag got ran by a cracker, and I had a warrant out for my arrest now at this point in time, and they ended up pinning me in a hotel room.
Hold on. Why do you have a warrant out for your arrest?
Because basically my mandate came back, and they put an outstanding warrant saying that I was supposed to turn myself in.
Oh, but because they wouldn't allow you to turn yourself in, they put the warrant out.
Yep.
Okay, so what, the police ran down on you at the hotel room?
Yeah, police ran down on me the hotel room. I been cut my ankle monitor off.
Oh, so you were running now.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, I wasn't necessarily running, yo. I was like, I remember like it was yesterday. Me and my dad were eating Subway, like contemplating when the fuck we gonna try and turn myself in again. Because ain't no way in hell we were gonna drive out the game. Because we were crunching for money at the time. We just paid this lawyer all this. We were hurting, bro. We were down bad, ass up. So shit was bad, bro. We ain't had like money like that, so we couldn't afford to fucking hike up to Gainesville, you know, and like get rejected again. So we was literally like almost setting it up to where exactly what happened took place. So Pinellas County ended up booking me. I ended up went through the circuit, came back through Alachua County, Lake Butler, whole nine. I didn't go back to Graceville though. I got reclassified.
So you didn't catch no extra time for the warrant and all that, no outstanding charge, nothing?
No.
Okay.
And listen, if you've done any time, I'm talking about a county jail, state penitentiary, federal, or even drug programs, whatever. If you want to share your story on this channel, go ahead and email me at eithekingbooking. Go ahead and put your stories in the comments below. If there's anything that I talked about slightly, you want me to go more in depth on, or anything I haven't talked about at all, and it's a good idea, drop it in the comments. Let me know. And also remember, I am a rapper. My artist name is E.I. the King. You can find my music on all platforms. I also have another channel, YouTube channel, my official artist channel, E.I. the King. And I also have another podcast. It's called Let Me Talk Bro, where I talk more so about my life, music, ministry, and all these things. Also, I have a Patreon with exclusive content. Everything is in the description below. So listen, man, till the next time, it's your boy, E.I. the King.